For years, the Greenup County Quilt Guild has presented their annual quilt show at Greenbo State Park in Greenup County, Kentucky. But lately, through a partnership with Greenbo Lake State Resort Park, the Greenup County Quilt Guild, Greenup County Tourism, and the Greenup Extension Community Arts Program, the focus on heritage arts in the community has expanded.
Handcrafted Weekend came about when we realized that the quilt show here at Greenbo is so popular and so interesting. We saw the opportunity to expand from quilting into some other handcrafted skills. Having events like this that focus on the experience of the art. It's not just about the final product. It's about the process.
In addition to the quilt show, a range of crafts were represented, including baskets, wood carving, clay art ceramics, cross-stitch, luthiers, knitting crochet, macramé, weaving, and much more. Something for everyone. The weekend featured classes, demonstrations, displays, and supply vendors. The program emphasized hands-on experiences and up-close time to interface with the artisans. Local clubs offered visitors a chance to socialize and share artistic interests within the community.
I belong to the Extension Homemakers Riverview Club, and the Extension office promoted basket making. This lady would come and we would buy a kit and she would show us how to put it together. On my own, I started ordering kits and making them for myself. I like to watch it come together. It's fun when you start out with just sticks, and then as you put them together, you can see it form, and when you're done, you actually have something you can use or something you can look at and be proud of that I did it. Today has been great. We have seen my daughter's school friends and some of the girls I used to work with at the Greenup County Health Department, and it's just been great.
We come here to promote the club, maybe sell a few ornaments, but mostly promote the club to get other people to join. We meet at the Extension Center in Greenup. I've been in this club for about 12 years, but I've been carving them my whole life, from the time of the Boy Scouts on. It's just a hobby. We had people come through and they said, well, we've always been interested, but we don't know how to get involved, how to get started. And we'll get them started. We'll go to different events around the country, and there's competitions, there's schools, classes you can take. This one here won first place in artistry and wood up in Dayton, Ohio. I've got several that's won in the competitions up there. But mostly I like just to carve little stuff, fun stuff, Christmas ornaments. But it's mostly just for relaxation. We enjoy it. And camaraderie, we'll make a pot of coffee and somebody will bring some cookies and we'll just sit around and talk and carve.
I'm really just a basic hobby potter. I do have a studio behind my house in Worthington. We live in Worthington. Pottery is something that I've had a passion for years. And I have worked with pottery years past, got away from it. But it's just like riding a bicycle or learning to type. You know, you may be away from it for a while and you're a little rusty, but you get back to it. So after I retired, I decided, hey, this is something I want to do as a hobby. And so that's what I've been doing. So last year, I was a member of the Greenup County Farmers Market, and we set up every Saturday at the market. This year, we're going to have a new building at the market, a new pavilion. So that'll be great. It'll put everybody under one roof and out of the rain. So that'll be ideal. It's something that I really have a passion for, is playing in the mud, just like a kid.
And the greenwood joinery of using dried rounds seasoned wood plugged into unseasoned posts. It's a tight piece of furniture when you first put it together. But as that post shrinks and dries a little bit, it locks it. That putting a piece of chair frame together without using any glue, screws, or nails. You don't have glue to break down, and you don't have the nails or screws to work out or rust out or something over the generations.
Of course, the anchor of the Handcrafted Weekend is the Quilt Show, and the Greenup County Quilt Guild can put on a show. The quantity, quality, and variety is impressive, as are the friendly and knowledgeable people. The historic Quilt Show fills the entire first floor conference center with a display of quilts and voting for the People's Choice Award.
You'll find that all quilters are friendly. They'll teach you whatever you need to know. It can be challenging. Sometimes you look at a pattern and you think, there's no way I can make this. There's no way. You show it to somebody that knows how to do it, they're going to show you how to do it, and it's easier than you think it is.
There are quilting-specific vendors with demonstrations, workshops, and friendly tips.
My most favorite thing to do is to quilt, and I usually give my quilts away. To be with people, friends, everybody's friendly. There's no competition whatsoever. It's just a lot of people who like to sew together. I knew my great-grandmother did, and I knew my grandmother did, but I didn't really get started on it until after I had grandchildren. And then I thought they all needed quilts. So I have 6 grandchildren and 16 great-grandchildren, and everybody has a quilt.
I have enjoyed watching families all day come here together and have these experiences together where they're meeting the artist, they're watching the artist work, they're learning about what they do, and listen to them talk about the passion that they have for what they do. It sparks an interest that people may not even realize they have.
My little small business is called Appalachia's Daughter, and it pretty much, I focus on 3 different parts. I do jewelry and metal making, and all of those pieces are inspired by Eastern Kentucky. A lot of Red River Gorge, Natural Bridge area, you know, all of these beautiful mountains. And then the other thing I do is I am really blessed to go into schools and teach as a teaching artist. And then the third thing that I do, I work with other communities to do community art projects and creative making. Slowly over time, I just kind of transitioned to just being an artist full time, because my whole life being an artist as a career wasn't, unless you were born with some magical gift, that wasn't even an option. That was laughable that you would be able to live off being an artist, and yet here I am doing it. I have the best time of my life over here at Greenbo, so you know, life works out. I do events. This is the season right now. I'll just do as many events and little art fairs that I possibly can during the weekend. Hopefully this will be one of the staples, because I love coming to this area. It's beautiful.
My business is Judith Knife Company. I'm a production knife manufacturer right in Ashland, Kentucky. I aim to make really high quality fixed blade knives and get them into the hands of people who want to use them. I really take pride in making a tool that people are going to own for a lifetime and be able to pass down for generations. Over there you'll be able to see a beautiful assortment of the knives that I brought with me. I do not forge all of the knives that I make. I enjoy doing live forging because it catches people's attention. It allows me to practice my craft and really just gets people in to look at the knives. Right now I'm drawing out this railroad spike. I'm just going to make a tool. One of the nice things about blacksmithing is you can make your own tools. And I'm going to draw this out so I can make a coal mover. I can tell by the way the hammer is moving the steel that this is still pretty hot. But in direct sunlight, you really can't tell because that red gets washed out by the light from the sun. There's a bunch of different hammers in blacksmithing, and all of the hammers have slightly different jobs, but the thing they all have in common is the hammers are pinching your hot steel in between your anvil and in between your hammer face. and the best way to think of it is like the children's toy Play-Doh. If you were to take Play-Doh and squish it in between your fingertips, it moves pretty easy. But if you were to take a ball of Play-Doh and put it between a desk and a school book, it's quite difficult to move. And that's kind of represented here with this hammer. So this side is a flat side and this side is a round side. That round side on the anvil is going to pinch the material a lot easier than the flat side. And then there are also hammers like this. This is a straight peen, and this is almost like a karate chop as opposed to a, a pinch. In 2016, I got a job working full-time for a knife manufacturer, and after that I was really hooked, but I've always been obsessed with knives. It's been the one constant fixation that I've never been able to shake. So this is the Kentucky knife. This is my production model. I've made now 112 of these, and there's a lot that goes into the design, from the materials that you choose to the shapes and your finishing processes. To cover the big features on this knife, the blade steel is 52-100. It's the same steel used in industrial ball bearings. It's the same steel used in your car bearings, but I do not use recycled materials to make these. I use new material as to avoid any sort of contamination from like cracks or things like that. The handle materials, I really prefer to use synthetic handle materials. I like to use micarta, I like to use G10, and I like to use a material called Richlite. All of these things have in common that they are a medium stabilized in epoxy. So Richlite is paper, micarta is fabric, and G10 is fiberglass. This stops the handle material from warping with temperature and moisture, and giving you a sharp line along the tang. The tangs on these knives are tapered from about right here to the very back. It is a very aesthetically pleasing design, as well as reducing weight. The handles underneath are skeletonized. I do all of my finish work in-house. I do everything in-house, including the sheaths. As far as the design was concerned, I wanted to make sure that I had a knife that was very comfortable in the hand without any hot spots or sharp places that were going to irritate you. The spine of the knife is rounded, so if you're going to put your thumb on the spine to do some hard use, it is going to not cut into your thumb. But yeah, that's the Kentucky knife. I'm incredibly proud of it. I do write on the back, Ashland, Kentucky. I want people to know where this is, and I want to make a name for this town with these knives as well. I worked for a commercial knife sharpener in Las Vegas, Nevada, where I gained a lot of experience sharpening knives. To date, I have sharpened over 300,000 knives. All of my knives come with free lifetime resharpening. All you have to do is get it to me. So if you drive it to the door, typically, if I'm available, I'll do it right then and there. If you've got to mail it in, I do ask that you pay the shipping, but that's about it. I do this full time, and I actually wrote a bio for Ann Stevens for this event. And the last line of the bio reads, "I have all of my eggs in this basket." Yes, I do this full time. Yes, this pays my mortgage. Yes, this is my sole income. I use a ton of social media. People talk about them, which is really nice. People like to show off their nice knives when they buy them. And I come to events like this. This helps get the word out. My business name is Judith Knife Company. It's named after my late mother. My sister's here helping me today. We're very proud to do something in her name and make a quality product as well.
This time of day, we're going to turn it into music. So that handmade music, we don't really think about it that way very often, but it takes those hands playing those instruments to make those sounds that we recognize as what Appalachia sounds like.
One of the oldest things I can trace back to American history. I've traced it back in the old newspapers, back to 1834, I believe. So everything in this film.
Events like the Handcrafted Weekend provide an opportunity for you and your family to enjoy the arts and participate with the creative community.
I feel like it's gone beautifully this year. Always thankful for a beautiful weather day, especially here at our state park. It's such a beautiful place. Driving to Greenbo and being here is always a beautiful and enjoyable experience.
It's a chance to learn, grow, and enjoy.
A lot of people smiling, talking to each other, visiting, talking with the artists, and just enjoying their day. I think we get so busy that we forget how important it is to do things that we enjoy. It's good for us.